In this video, we're going to introduce trees. Trees are something like a generalization of a linked list, or at least they're something like linked lists. So remember that a linked list looked like this. There was always one element after each element, or perhaps zero after it. So with a tree, each element can have multiple successors, and we draw trees from top to bottom. So this is a tree, and this is a tree also, and this is a tree, like the other tree, except with some more nodes in it. So you can see that they're sort of like linked lists, but actually a fair amount different. So I'm going to erase the linked list up here. Now, this tree here, where each of the nodes has at most two children, we call this a child, and this a child, this a child, and this a child. This node, we call this the parent of these two nodes. A tree where no node has more than two children is called a binary tree. And a tree where no node has more than three children is called a three-ary tree, or a ternary tree is that big name for it. So in a binary tree, there is a root node, and each node in the tree, whether it's a root node or not, can have 0, 1, or 2 children. So formally, we can define a tree, whether it's binary or not, as a root node, or as 0 or 1 root nodes, and we can say that each node in the tree has 0 or more children. So this is a tree, this is a tree, this is also a tree, albeit a degenerate sort of tree, in that the root node has no children at all. And this technically is a tree as well, in which each node has at most one child. We usually don't use trees that are like this. This is considered a degenerate case and not very useful. And in that case, it's exactly like a linked list. So, to review our terminology, we call this top node here the root of the tree, and this is the root of this tree, and then we call these two nodes the children of this node. So this is the parent for these two nodes, and this is a child of this parent, and this is a child of this parent. Now, this child also serves as a parent for these two nodes. So, this is the root node. The root node is a parent to any other nodes that exist. So the root node is a parent to this child, and these are the children of this parent. This node also has children, so it is a parent to this child and this child. But this child and this child do not have any children. So that's our basic tree terminology. Remember that our formal definition of a tree is a tree has 0 or 1 root nodes, and every node in the tree has 0 or more children. Let's see some examples of things that are not a tree. This is not a tree because of this connection between these two nodes. This node is neither the parent of this node, nor is this node the parent of this node, or alternatively, while these two nodes are clearly children of this node, the relationship between these two nodes is not a parent-child relationship. And then another example of something that is not a tree is this. Here, there's 2 root nodes, and remember there can be either no root node or 1 root node. So, both of these are not trees. So, you might wonder how we would actually represent such a data structure in memory in a programming language like Java. And the answer is that code that looks like this. Class node, and a node has references to two other nodes in the case of a binary tree like this one. So a node has a left node that it refers to and a right node that it refers to, and then the root itself is also going to be a node. And so representing this tree, for example, this would be the root. I would be a pointer to this node, and that node would contain a reference to this node and a reference to this node. This node would contain a null reference here and here because it has no children. This node, its left reference would be this one, and its right reference would be this one. Optionally, we sometimes have nodes have a pointer back up to the parent, in which case we would have an additional node, the parent, and so for this child, for example, its parent pointer would point back up to here. And so that's our basic introduction to trees.